Ohio State self-reported rather, some violations to the NCAA. Now, full transparency, I think this is a complete nothing sandwich. When you read into this is a nothing sandwich. It's 4 level 3 violations. Level 3 is the lowest number of violation you can have when it comes to the NCAA. So what did they actually do? You had a coach reach out to someone who was announcing their intentions to enter the transfer portal. They weren't officially in there, so they had to report themselves and say, hey, our bad. Once we figured out we couldn't contact him, we backed off. You had a high school player receive an edit before they were allowed to receive an edit, I believe. You had a recruit taking pictures with 2 unnamed boosters. You had a staff member that commented on a kid's commitment announcement on Twitter. You see why these are level 3 violations? To put it simply, the NCAA defines a level 3 violation as it provides no more than a minimal recruiting or competitive advantage. Keyword there being minimal, aka doesn't matter, aka nothing burger. So why are we even talking about this? Why is this even something that has to be addressed? Because I think the concern here is you'll see other fan bases see the graphic pop up with an Ohio State logo or Ohio State helmet or the Buckeye or whatever, and see the headline of violations, self-reported violations in recruiting, and say, gotcha. Okay, this is, hey, we told y'all they were cheating. We told y'all that they were up to no good. Because Ohio State transparently is a massive brand. It's a massive brand. And I love my alma mater, but if Cornell had something like this happen, if it made the news, I don't even know if it would. If it did make the news, nobody would even bat an eye at it. Nobody would even care. But the fact that it's Ohio State, it's a polarizing brand. It's a high-stakes environment over there. There's a lot expected of them. The impact of this year will be massive. And also all the news they made on the transfer portal side of things, acquiring guys like a Caleb Downs, like a Julian Sain in the short-term signee fashion that they did. Everyone's like, oh, this is what it was. We got him. This is what it was. I think we're reaching a little bit there if that's the approach we want to take. It's Ohio State. That's why it's news. Also, let's call a spade a spade. It's February. There's not games being played. So when you see stuff like this past the timeline on Twitter, you're like, oh, okay. Hey, there's some college football news going on here. All right. If it was fall camp and we had quarterback battles going on we were discussing, people would glance at it and then keep scrolling. So what does it mean for Ohio State here in the long term? Absolutely nothing. This is not social media ammo. And Spencer Holbrook over at Letterman Row, the Ohio State On 3 site, put it perfectly. These are self-reported violations that happen routinely across the country. It's not just Ohio State. Because it's Ohio State, it's getting traction. Because it's Ohio State, it's being used as social media leverage against, different message board debates. But this doesn't actually mean anything for Ohio State in the long run. And I want to even say this too, what's the unfair advantage that Ohio State's gaining by doing this? None. None. Because a kid got an edit, he's going to pick Ohio State? That's not how it works. Might feel nice for the Instagram, might feel nice for the ego, but that doesn't change the standing. I think 2 of those 4 violations were actually around committed individuals. So it's not like you're going out and making the difference with a small gesture or a small impermissible benefit at that point in time to swing them to Ohio State. That's not the case. That's not the case here. So for Ohio State, man, this isn't them getting a leg up on anyone. This isn't something to post to a message board or send to your buddy and say, hey, we got you. Told you y'all were cheating. Everyone's doing this. Whether they're self-reporting them or not is another matter, but everyone's doing this. Ohio State's just getting in the news because it's Ohio State. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.